What is up, everybody? Unsportsmanlike Conduct. We made it. The NFL season is finally over. As sad as I am about it, we finally made it. And the Kansas City Chiefs back again. They did it to a surprise to everyone, I guess, for myself. But Kansas City Chiefs are your Super Bowl champions. Bree, where do you want to start with this? What direction do you want to go in? There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot.
There's a lot to talk about. I'll let you go first.
I have a lot of thoughts on this. First and foremost, shout out to all of us who decided to not think that the Chiefs could do this year, because this season was not good for them, like up to their standards. I know it's like completely relative when we're talking about them, because not good for them is like very good for some other franchises.
Very true.
But like 3/4 of the way through the season, there were conversations about how broken the offense was and how they need to, go to the short passing game. And they were doing that, and it just wasn't working. And then they got into the playoffs, and it's like they just coasted through the regular season.
What did I say, though?
And then by the time the games really mattered,
they took it to another level. I think I said from the beginning of the season, I said, yeah, I feel like they're just going to like mess around a little bit. They won last year. They know that they're really good. They're just going to chill. And when it comes time to be good, they might be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
I never doubted it for a second. However, I got scared a little bit during the whole process.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect for sure.
No.
Just took a missed kick up in Buffalo. The Baltimore Ravens just completely forgetting how to play football. The Miami Dolphins doing what they do and choking. Like, a lot of things broke their way, but like, not to discredit them, the Chiefs played well. On the other side of that, I am waiting, and I don't think this is Mahomes' last Super Bowl. We will very much get into that conversation in a couple minutes. But let me just say, I don't think this is Mahomes' last Super Bowl. And I really hope it's not, because I'm waiting for him to have like a legitimately good Super Bowl performance. All of the Super Bowls that he's been in, like, yeah, they won. He's played well, but it's not like, oh my God, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's doing this. He's doing that. Like the crazy shit he does in the regular season.
I had some moments in the game where I thought that, though.
Yeah, but it's moments. It's never like a full game like you would see in the regular season of him, or even in some of the playoff games leading up to the Super Bowl, where he just goes sicko mode like Patrick Mahomes you would expect to do. But then sometimes it seems like in every Super Bowl he's played in, it's just like he did enough to get it done, but like it wasn't this grand superstar performance that you have come to kind of expect from him. I mean, he had one Super Bowl where he didn't even throw a touchdown. Couldn't do anything. So, I don't know. I'm also a hater, so take that with a grain of salt.
You are a hater, and that's fine, because you're allowed to be a hater. In sports, you're allowed to hate teams. You're allowed to have an opinion about something completely different than everybody else. That's what makes it fun, and that's what makes it entertaining, and that's why we're here to talk about it.
Yeah.
So
that's why we're here to talk about it. I have a lot of thoughts about this one, and this might turn into just like me talking for 10 minutes straight. So brace yourselves.
Oh God. Okay.
A lot of people have come out and said Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT, greatest quarterback we've ever seen. And to that, I say, as I've said over the last however many years, please pump the brakes and take a step back and look at what you're really saying. And I'm going to start with this. He is very good. I'm not going to deny it. I may not like him, but like it's like a LeBron thing. Like I know the talent of LeBron. I don't necessarily like him, but I respect the talent. Same thing with Mahomes. Is he off to one of the best starts of a career that we've seen in this sport? Yes, absolutely. And if that's kind of the argument that you're going to use for the greatest of all time, I'm going to say no. He's the greatest active right now. but of all time, no. And then this is where the Brady shit comes in.
Oh, here we go.
I have been battling on Twitter.
Here we go.
It's one of those things where, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say Patrick Mahomes is never gonna doesn't have the potential to become the greatest quarterback ever, because if he continues on the trajectory that he's on, absolutely. Like, he's the only one playing right now with a shot to catch Brady in all of the accolades, in all of the records, things like that. But I want us to remember Tom Brady's career and what we all were told throughout his career. At first, when he first came in and he took over and he won his first Super Bowl and everything like that, like, he still had to go up against Peyton Manning in the AFC, and like, Manning was the guy at that point. He did that. Okay, goalpost gets moved back a little bit. He wins 3 Super Bowls. Oh, got to catch Montana. Montana's got 4. Okay, he ended up doing that. And then another step back. Oh, well, Montana was 4-0 in Super Bowls. Brady has 2 losses. So, like, is he really better? And then he goes and proves, yes, unequivocally, he's better than Joe Montana, breaking the records, setting records on a complete different stratosphere. And even still, the man had 5 Super Bowls at one point, and there are still people saying, I don't know. And, you know, he's got MVP seasons in there. He's got one of the 2 unanimous MVP seasons in there, which I feel like people forget. And there was always something that was being used to discredit him, to knock down whatever accomplishments he had, another hoop to jump through. And then once he retired, it was like, oh, he's the greatest ever. He's the greatest ever. We're never going to see anything like this again. And then Mahomes, we're not even making him jump through any of these hoops. We're not even holding him to the standard of Montana. He's not there yet. But we're automatically crowning him. Like, that's what I don't like. And the prisoner of the moment thing drives me absolutely crazy. Just take it in, appreciate the greatness that you have seen, that you're witnessing. No, that's fine. Appreciate the greatness that you're witnessing. You don't have to give a definitive take, like, right away. Like, he's the greatest ever. Like, you don't need to just, like, let him win the Super Bowl before you do all of that. And also, building on that prisoner of the moment thing, a lot of people in sports media, way bigger than us, do that, to the point, like, Ryan Clark of ESPN, like, very good football analyst, said 15 is the best ever, blah, blah, blah. Somebody tweeted stats and was like, yeah, totally the best. So good. They were Tom Brady's Super Bowl stats, which makes me think, like, these guys don't actually, like I said, take a step back and really absorb what they're witnessing. They're just hot take. Got to get the take out without any kind of support behind it. He obviously deleted that tweet once he realized, oh, those were Tom Brady stats.
And then he'll probably just go and find Patrick Mahomes and quote it and say the best to ever do it. But I mean, I would do the same also.
It's just
it's subjective. It's subjective to who you think is the best, because it's your opinion, who you say is going to say. Like, when I talk about LeBron James being the best, the rebuttal that people give me is rings. What about Michael Jordan? What about the rings? Losing in the finals is worse than having a terrible season to some people at this point, it seems like.
Yeah. That's
the ring culture is out of control.
I get that. Because, like, yeah, you lost in the biggest game of the year, but, like, you got there.
10
good
finals
enough to get there.
And you want to talk about the ones that are lost. Okay, not like he had a bad season ever. That's, like, the worst part about any argument in the GOAT space is just, well, what about this? What about that? What about... It's subjective. We're not all going to agree.
Yeah. This comment says, this Super Bowl is not about Tom Brady. No, it's not. But when you have everybody, including Tony Romo on the broadcast, bringing up Tom Brady every 5 minutes, it's really hard not to include him in this conversation. If you guys don't want Brady to be brought up every single time Patrick Mahomes is discussed and the greatness that currently is Patrick Mahomes is discussed. Leave Brady out of it. Don't make the comparisons. Don't say, oh, he's this close to Brady or he's already surpassed Brady. Like, just let him be his own. And then when it's all said and done, then we can go back and look at how they stack up, how he stacks up against Montana, how he stacks up against Brady, who potentially could give him a run for his money in the future. Like, it's not something that needs to be done right now because it is annoying. It's annoying for me to sit here and say, like, Chiefs fans always bring up Tom Brady, and then Chiefs fans always say to me, well, you always bring up Patrick Mahomes. Like, we do it to each other. We're all of us collective idiots who can't leave each other alone. But at the same time, it's like the national media that does that too. How many times I want to know if somebody took a tally. How many times was Tom Brady mentioned in the Super Bowl broadcast alone? Don't obviously include the commercials that he was in because that doesn't count. But how many times did Romo mention him? How many times did Nance mention him? How many times did the halftime, the pregame? There was even that graphic of like the passing the torch with the Lombardi, which was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
It just made no sense. It made no sense. But yeah, and Brady's going to be in the booth next year, so we need forensic research on where the Mahomes is Jordan thing started this week. Yeah, Mahomes is Jordan and Brady is Bill Russell. Like, what?
No, that's not. No, guys, you got it wrong. I've been saying this for like 3 years. Mahomes is LeBron. Tom Brady is Michael Jordan. I feel like that's how we're going to go for the rest of it because the rings thing.
Yeah.
Young just coming up. That's always going to be the argument. I don't think that Patrick Mahomes is going to get more rings than Tom Brady, but like he could break records. Who's to say? That's where I'm coming from. That.
What about this one? I have this one for you. What if Montana was Michael Jordan, Brady's LeBron, and Mahomes is Steph Curry?
No.
Why not?
Because he's so much better than how Steph Curry is. I mean, Curry's great, but like LeBron is like LeBron, the best of the best. LeBron has always been better than Steph Curry.
My thing with that is you've got the rings, you've got the records, you've got the dominance of Brady, of LeBron, and then Steph comes in and he's this different type of player, more athletic, but like
no one's saying Steph Curry's the best of all time. They might say best point guard of all time, best 3-point shooter of all time, best shooter of all time. But no one's saying that he's the best basketball player of all time.
That's my point. Say that because Patrick Mahomes isn't the best football player of all time. He's the most athletic. Like you could say Steph is the best shooter. He's the most athletic shooter, whatever.
I mean, I would say Patrick Mahomes is in the top of best football players of all time.
I don't know. I still think it's premature. I don't think you can have that conversation yet.
I will have the conversation. You don't have to have the conversation, but I will have the conversation of one of the best football players of all time and probably the most talented and physically gifted at that position. Yeah, I'll have that one. You don't have to have that one, but I will have that one.
I don't know. I think it's premature. Aaron Rodgers still, as much as I hate him, and if I'm bringing up Aaron Rodgers and praising him in a conversation, like
gifted too.
He still is the most athletic, like the most gifted, talented quarterback I think we've seen. Mahomes, again, has potential to overtake that position. But until, like, it's all said and done, it's just...
I mean, it's said and done over here. I think I've never seen anything like that before. But Patrick Mahomes is my LeBron James, and that's where I'm sticking with it.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna like change my mind on that unless he.
Okay, I mean, like you don't have to though, because Tom Brady gave you everything that you have, fandom and everything that you stand for. Just like me with LeBron, no one can tell me that LeBron isn't the best player of all time because forever and always he will be to me. I don't care if Wemby wins like 10 MVPs in a row and like 10, it's LeBron James for me. It's always going to be LeBron for me.
Mahomes is Curry defies logic yet wins consistently. Yeah, like that's what I was trying to say. Thank you for saying what my brain failed to put into words.
But I mean, we all can agree here right now. Patrick Mahomes retired today. He's in the Hall of Fame tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
already done. He's already
For sure.
in. That's already over with.
Yeah. Retired today though. It's still Brady.
My goat.
It's still Brady. But enough of that, because I'm like I said, I'm sure you guys, this is the 900th time you've heard this conversation in the last 48 hours. So we don't need to beat the proverbial dead horse here, or the dead goat, I should say.
I'm sorry to take this to a turn, but someone just said the most insane thing on one of my tweets. I don't want to read it out loud. Bree, I'll send it to you. And then if you guys want to see it, it's my Travis Kelce shouldn't be out of the league tweet. It's
here we
what
go.
someone just quoted on it. It is top 5 most insane things I've ever seen in my life. But nonetheless, we can start talking about the game.
Yeah, let's start with Travis Kelce. Since somebody decided to put that in your brain.
Yeah, okay.
The funniest, I don't know if it's necessarily funny. It was kind of funny to me, but the funniest thing about that whole little mini blow up on the sideline is in like all the pregame stuff leading up to it, Andy Reid sat down with Bill Cowher and they had a conversation about what life is like coaching the Chiefs, specifically Pat and Travis. And he said when Travis was younger, like he had a temper, and they were showing clips of him fighting on the field, throwing his helmet, blah, blah, blah. And Andy Reid said, as he's matured in this league, he's gotten a better control of his temper. Like there haven't been outbursts. Like I think he's done a real good job growing up. And like literally the first thing he does is shove Andy Reid, scream in his face. And I have, again, this is me being a hater, but Travis, if you were like a better blocker, if you were a better run blocker, you probably would have been on the field when that fumble occurred. But that's why you weren't. And this goes back to the glorified wide receiver thing.
Well,
but,
I mean, Travis Kelce's good, so that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, no, he's very, very good. But like I've said before, to me, a tight end encompasses all of that. The catching and the blocking. The route running, the catching, the blocking. And for him, like the blocking every now and then just decides to stay on the bench, you know. I'm surprised though by both teams, the way they use their tight ends. The beginning
George
of the
Kittle
game
really wasn't involved, so
not a factor at all. Not a factor at all. And the beginning of the game, Kelce, like nothing. And it took.
Well, then he ended the game with like 100 receiving yards.
Second half, he was great. Critiquing run blocking is
generational hating. Oh my God, that's
but also
so
like if it's part of your position,
God.
you're gonna get critiqued on it, you know?
Yeah, but his position is to catch at this point. He's to catch.
So
to
call him
run,
a wide
to
receiver.
score.
Call him a wide receiver, and I have no issues with this whatsoever.
We could if you wanna.
That's what I'm saying. I would rather call him a receiver than call him a tight end.
But I mean, he's the best receiving player in the playoffs ever.
Yeah.
If we want to go there. But can we talk about the shove a little bit more? I'm sorry, I laughed at it. I know that it was disrespectful. It was very bad. That should never happen to any coach ever. But I think a lot of people are being a little overdramatic about it. Was it bad? Yes.
Yeah.
Are people still talking about it today? Yes. And you know what people were talking about the night that it happened? If this was another player, we would be talking about it for days. Guess what? We are. We're still talking about it today. The next part is, I don't want to say who it is. You're going to know who it is. Quoting it, saying that they would be out of the league.
Yeah,
if they did that. Well, you know what? You're playing in the league while you have a lot more going on in the past. So we have abusers on the field everywhere that play every single day. So I don't think a Travis Kelce coach shove is enough to kick him out the league.
That's a really good point. Like, yeah, shouldn't have happened. But let's be serious for 5 seconds and realize how many people in this league that make millions and millions of dollars are not good people, have done not good things. Like, we don't need to name names. Like, we can all top 5 off the top of our heads real quick. Maybe let's worry about that first before we worry about like a heated thing that happened on the sidelines that really wasn't what we're kind of all making it out to be at this point. Was it wrong? Yeah. Has he apologized?
Yes.
I'm sure he has.
Yes.
Like,
I don't
I
think
find
he
it
needs
really
to
hard to
do
believe
it.
he hasn't.
I don't think he needs to do a public apology. He apologized to Andy Reid. What was what would
Apologize to your coach.
a public
Like-
apology do? I don't think it's going to do much. Andy Reid laughed. He laughed. They won. I think they're over it. They're probably over it like 2 seconds after it happened, to be honest. At least Andy Reid stayed on his feet, though, man.
I saw it and then I heard like Romo laughing and I just was like, dude, what?
Here we go.
What the hell? I have seen the fans of his girlfriend saying this is a huge red flag. Well, if he does this to his coach, what's he gonna do to her? Like, again, please. That's not a conversation that needs to be had. We don't need to perpetuate him being like a domestic abuser because of a heated moment in the biggest game of the season.
If him bumping into Andy Reid is the worst thing that he's done in his career, I think he's all right. Pretty good time. Yeah.
He's doing okay. It's just crazy. Social media is just such a strange place. Sometimes but
it's like awesome at the same time, and then I hate it the next second.
I'm just like, what the heck? Don't you guys have anything better to do? But no, we don't. On the flip side, because I feel like we've talked about the Chiefs a good amount since we've hopped on here. The 49ers, man. I don't know what it is with Kyle Shanahan's teams in second halves of Super Bowls. It truly needs to be studied because this is the third time that a team that he's been on staff has blown a lead. First was obviously 28-3 when he was offensive coordinator in Atlanta. And then the last Super Bowl the 49ers played against the Chiefs, it was what, another 10 plus point lead?
Yeah. Yep.
I just don't get it. Also, why did they go away from Christian McCaffrey? Yeah, he had a fumble, but he doesn't fumble a lot.
So did Pacheco.
And they didn't stop giving him the ball.
And he made me nervous the whole game.
He's crazy. He just, like, Tasmanian devil, just goes. I just don't know Christian McCaffrey for what felt like an entire quarter. It actually might have been an entire quarter, but it really felt like it. Debo couldn't do a thing. Brock Purdy missed a lot of passes that I would say 8 times out of 10 he makes.
Yeah, but then also Chris Jones was having the game of his life. Him running at you isn't something easy to do either.
He scares me. I completely understand why, like, he has the effect on opposing quarterbacks that he does because he's terrifying.
Yeah.
And then, like we said before, George Kittle was pretty much a non-factor. Maybe 3 catches,
he was out of the game for a little bit too.
That feels like it's generous. And then he was out because he had, I don't know what, like a shoulder injury or something. Jake Moody is so funny. Setting what was for 5 minutes the Super Bowl record for longest field goal.
I just can't believe that though. You're telling me no one else is kicking a 55-yarder in a Super Bowl?
That feels like a pretty standard distance nowadays.
Yeah, you could get a couple of those every Sunday.
And then Butker coming in and saying, all right,
57, here we go.
Sure. Who was really the unsung hero for them this year? Butker.
Mm-hmm.
What a good season. If they were giving out awards for like best kicker and stuff, like it would be him this year. I want to say he only missed 2 field goals all year. Like, pretty impressive. 49ers though, they've got a lot to kind of consider going into the offseason and next season because you had Brandon Ayuk and his friend on Instagram saying, all right, you don't want to use me in the biggest game of the year. I'm out.
Well, I mean, I think they're trying to use you, but credit to Kansas City's defense as well. They've been phenomenal all season.
This is one of the better defenses Patrick Mahomes has had. And at one point in the season, that's all they had because the offense couldn't do a damn thing, dumb mistakes, but their defense was carrying them. And for the majority of the game, their defense was carrying them because this game was pretty boring up until like fourth quarter, halfway through the fourth quarter. Obviously, overtime was electric. 70 whatever yard drive, last second touchdown to win the game. That's awesome. No matter who it is, that's sick. But the majority of the game, I was kind of like, I hoped this would be better. And maybe that's a testament to the defenses, but
yeah, I thought we were gonna get like a couple more points quicker.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a shootout.
But nope, clearly not because those defenses stepped up. But it did get a little exciting. Brandon, I want to go back to Brandon Ayuk for a minute. It's always the losing team's wide receiver that takes it immediately to the internet, fires off the tweets, has something to say every single time. It's wide receiver or corner, actually. One of the two. I mean, like you had Eli Apple before, yapping up a storm.
God.
You have Brandon Ayuk, and who knows, he's probably not going to come back now. But my question to that is there a situation where Brandon Ayuk would be happier? You guys were the number one team all season. You had a phenomenal year. Where are you going to go that it will be better? Where are you going to go?
He's got 1 year left on his deal. So, and apparently today they had like their end of season, whatever, locker room clean out, blah, blah, blah. He was asked if he would be open to, coming back to fulfill that last year in his contract. And he said, if it's the right move. So
here's the thing, buddy. You guys played in the Super Bowl and you guys didn't win. That's your own fault.
What is the right move?
Another team that doesn't go to the Super Bowl. I think people feel better when they don't actually go to the Super Bowl. How's it going to get much better?
If he gets traded, it's obviously got to be to an AFC team because I don't think John Lynch is dumb enough to trade him within the NFC. That goes without saying, but I'm just going to put it out there anyway.
Good teams in the AFC that need a wide receiver because you don't want to go somewhere that sucks.
Patriots need a wide receiver. You're not going to want to do that.
He doesn't want to go there.
The Jets?
No.
I mean,
give that one a rest already.
I don't know.
That's like what we were saying with Diggs. Like he's saying, like earlier in the season, his brother tweeting he wants out. Yep. Where are you going to go? When we were talking about the Cowboys, look what happened to you guys.
Maybe Diggs is out of Buffalo and Ayuk goes to Buffalo. Maybe they swap.
Maybe, but Houston, is that going to make it much better?
Houston is actually pretty interesting.
That could work, but at the same time, still, you're going to have to play the Chiefs again.
Yeah, if he wants out of there, like it's going to take a lot for him to go to another contender, like a legitimate contender, because
it's just not. It's not that easy. It sounds.
It's not.
It sounds fun in your mind. I'm sure it does. Just to go to another team and things will be better and different, and you'll get the ball more. But that doesn't mean you'll play more.
Would love him in New England.
The first round.
Just to put it out there, would love him in New England. The Arizona State quarterback that they should have grabbed instead of the one that they actually did. But like, you gonna want to play with a rookie quarterback?
Probably not. You gonna want to miss the playoffs? Probably not.
Like, Patriots, my prediction for the Patriots this coming year is like a couple more wins, but like, yeah, still out of the playoffs. So if you're this upset after the Super Bowl, after losing in overtime of the Super Bowl, how upset are you going to be on a 6 and whatever team?
Those Instagram stories are definitely going to be flying.
Like, the grass isn't always greener. I don't know. So now we got to think about the draft though. Like, bringing up the Patriots, I've seen mock drafts and I'm just like, please? Can we just have a 5-minute break?
Oh, hey, it's coming up.
Just
It's
for
coming
5
up
minutes.
quick. That is
please.
coming up so quick.
I say that, but I also had the thought the other day, like, free agency should start the day after the Super Bowl.
That would be very fun.
If these guys want to fire off their Instagrams and stuff, like,
You want to get out of here?
yeah, you want to leave?
Pack your bags
Let's
tomorrow.
do it. Let's do it. The league year should start the day after the Super Bowl. Let's get nuts with it. But again, I'm sitting here saying I want a 5-minute break, so that makes no sense.
The next thing about the 49ers that I have, which we see the Chiefs and we know that they are prepared. They always have a plan. And even if they're funny on social media and act a little silly, they are always more serious than the team that they're competing against. At everything, at every level, on every play. And it came down to an overtime where the 49ers had no idea what was going on. And that is embarrassing.
Yeah, I made actually a video about this, and I read that article through and through, and I just can't believe that we are 2 years into this new rule. And the guys that play the game still have no idea. That's on them. That's on the coaching staff. Just another thing for Kyle Shanahan to, like, bring him down a peg. Like, how do you not have your team prepared for this situation? Even if it doesn't come up, like, hey, guys, just keep it in the back of your mind, like, playoff overtime rules. Both teams get the ball no matter what. Then it goes to sudden death. That's it. That's simple. 2-second conversation. All right, coach, thanks. I just don't get it. And I know everybody's saying, like, it doesn't matter because they kicked the field goal and whatever.
No, it does matter.
It does.
That just shows that they were not prepared. They didn't take it as seriously as the Chiefs. And look what Andy Reid did. He had his guys ready to go, and it came down to that, and they did it.
Justin Reid said that they had talked about this since training camp.
Yep.
Chris Jones said that they prepared for that exact situation for the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, the 2 weeks of practice leading up to the Super Bowl.
And if it came down to the point where they had to go for 2, they were going to score.
Yeah.
They were going to score.
There's maybe 2% of me that thinks that they wouldn't have gotten it. But they were going to go for it. No questions asked, they were going to go for it.
The funniest part is that Kyle Shanahan is saying that he talked to his analytics team and that's the decision that they came up with, when every other coach, player, team, analytics department saying the opposite.
Yeah, Shanahan saying, "Oh, we played to get the ball third." Okay.
What if you threw a pick 6 on the first play?
What if you score a touchdown on your first possession, they score a touchdown on the second? There we go, sudden death. And then you go down and you go to kick the field goal and it gets blocked. Or you kick the field goal and then you do what you did in regular overtime and they get the ball and they score a touchdown. Then what?
Or you score and they did their 2-point conversion and it's over.
Like, just admit that it was the wrong decision.
Actually,
instead of
no.
making...
Don't admit, lie. Normalize lying in a situation where you need to lie, because all of those players should not have been talking. Lie and say that's the decision that you all wanted to do. You know,
that's
what
crazy
Jameis Winston did? Like Jameis Winston against the Falcons, when he said, yeah, as a team, we decided that we were going to score. And everyone's like, yeah, we did. Do that. Lie.
That's just so crazy to me. Like, Eric Armstead legit came out and said, yeah, I had no clue until they put it on the Jumbotron. Don't say that.
Lie.
Don't say that.
Lie in that situation. Don't
say
even
you forgot. Say you forgot.
Something else.
At least like a part of you knew.
About it. It's like when the players are saying, oh, you guys have never played before, so you don't know as much as we do. Well, we knew that, so I don't know what to tell you.
The tweet that said, like, I was 12 jalapeno poppers deep, and I even knew it. It's so good. Yeah, there was, like, on the video I made yesterday, I couldn't get over the amount of comments that said, like, I didn't even know
they explained it.
Not only do they explain it before, but like there was a whole big thing made about it when they were going to change the rule, and then when they did actually change the rule because of the Buffalo Bills and that 13-second game.
Shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs for getting the rule changed so they could win this Super Bowl. No one more deserving of using that rule to its full potential.
Like, it's It's been a long time coming, too, that the Chiefs have been trying to change the OT rule. So, I don't know how this was a surprise to anybody that the playoff rules are what they are. I don't know. I wasn't. Maybe I don't know. I wasn't shocked by it. I feel like I definitely knew.
Yeah, they should have just lied. They did not need to say the things that they did. That made them look worse, and it made them look like a bunch of sore losers.
Just say you forgot.
Should have scored a touchdown instead of kicking that field goal. You didn't think Patrick Mahomes was going to take it down the field?
For real. Like,
okay. Act like you've ever seen him play before against a team in overtime or with a few seconds left.
And you're relying on that defense. That defense completely changed its tune once Greenlaw tore his Achilles running onto the field. His backup couldn't cover me.
Bad.
Like, it, with all due respect, like, he's a National Football League player and stuff. He's very good, but, like, he 7 for 7 or whatever it was, like, let up a touchdown. They were just going after him. Fred Warner couldn't keep up with Kelsey. I love Fred Warner too, so saying anything like disparaging against him goes against everything I believe in. But he just couldn't do it. And every time just slow. Every time Kelsey, it seemed at least, every time that Kelsey had a big reception or a catch and run or whatever, Warner was in coverage. Like, at some point, 49ers.
Yeah, I really
switch it up.
I really think it just came down to who was more serious, who prepared the best, and it's always going to be the Chiefs. Do you ever see videos of them after the games in the locker room with Andy Reid talking to them?
Yeah.
I think they're the most serious team in the league. They respect him and respect each other so much more than any other team does.
They're a bunch of goofballs, but like when it comes down to it.
A serious bunch. I mean, like Patrick Mahomes, he's like, you hear him talk and people are like, oh, he's so lame. He's so weird. He's such a loser. I see people say that about him, but at the end of the day, he's more serious than anybody out there. Travis Kelce, the biggest goof ever.
Oh my God.
So serious when he needs to be.
That too, like, speaks to that generation of coaches. Like, Andy Reid's going to have his team prepared. There might be some clock management issues in there, like you've seen over the past with the Andy Reid teams, but like more often than not, he's going to have them ready to go. Belichick, going to have them ready to go. Like, that's the difference between those guys and this new wave of quarterback or new wave of coaches. It feels like Shanahan's going to have the game plan ready. He's going to, have 1,000,001 plays to choose from, a couple tricks in there, but like, is he really going to have his team prepared? And the answer evidently was no, because they had no idea that a factor of the game, the rules, they didn't know the rules.
Right there for you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the NFC is a little more unserious than the AFC. I think the AFC has some serious teams, some guys that are locked in at all times. And then you look at the NFC and they're just subtweeting each other all day after every single game, which is fun. And it's fun for us to see. But every single one that does it, it comes back to bite them after.
But the AFC this year, even if, the Patriots were who they were and the Steelers were who they were, like, the best coaches were in the AFC. Just from a broad spectrum, like Belichick, Reid, Tomlin, even John Harbaugh, I'll put him in there. I don't like him. I think, his teams are undisciplined when it really comes down to it. But like overall, out of all of the coaches in the league, like, he's still very good and he's been doing it for a long time. And yeah, the NFC has like the young guys and stuff, but the young guys in the AFC, like DeMeco Ryans, has that team prepared, has them ready. I don't know.
Dan Campbell even has his team more serious than the 49ers. That's
something. And talk about a goofball,
right?
Remove 2023 Belichick from that list. Did you not hear me say on a broad spectrum? Did you not hear me say that? Because I said it. I made sure to say it. Sorry you weren't listening. What else? Is there any more Super Bowl stuff we have to cover? We have to, like, commercials, halftime. What do we do?
I mean, I had a good time. Did you have a good time watching?
Halftime show was sick.
Halftime show was great. Alicia Keys, sorry about that first note, but you
Oof.
crushed it the rest of the way. The rest of the way was great. Usher, though, great.
45.
That's all I can say. 45.
45 years old.
Good for
Good
him.
for him.
Mhm.
Good for him. I will say I was a little nervous because the start of it, I liked the choice of song to open it up. I liked the spectacle of Las Vegas having like the Cirque du Soleil and the acrobats and everything. That was cool. It seemed like he was like off for the majority of that first song, which ironically is caught up. He had to get caught up. And then Alicia, not great to start, but she figured it out. She got it. She looked great. Speaking of people looking great, oh my Lord. And then Lil Jon and Ludacris came out, and
it's great
out there, you know, roller skating and stuff, and it was awesome. I had a lot of fun. I was nervous, but it ended up being really, really, really good. So
I loved the warning before it happened.
Oh, yeah.
There will be gyrating on the TV. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. You didn't put this before J-Lo and Shakira for the Crybabies.
And then he started stripping. Whew.
I saw a lot of people bet on whether he would show a nipple. That was the exact thing.
It should have been like minus 500. He was always going to take his shirt off.
Right. People had a lot of money on that. And I think that's one of the funnest bets I've seen.
He was always going to take his shirt off.
And I mean, if he didn't, they should have canceled the performance.
Do you see he asked Justin Bieber to come down and he just said no, not feeling it.
No, not really feeling it. Come on.
He was there. He was at the game. That would have been sick. And just have Bieber just like pop up on a platform. Just for, even if it's just for a single song. That's all I would have needed.
Should have given us that.
Do what Alicia did. Just come out for the one song.
That. Should we talk about Kick of Destiny?
Oh yeah, Kick of Destiny, man. Come on, dude. I was really pulling for you, man. You know, really, I made this my whole personality for the last month. Team Make.
I made a video. When I was in that video, I said Team Miss just so I could balance out the video. And on the app, I pressed Make. I thought I was going to get like a little $5 to fire something off during the game, but it didn't happen.
Ugh. I just can't get over it. Although
KOD times 3, maybe we can run it back one more time to see if we can lock in and do it. Not sure if that's going to happen, but I would like to see it.
We got to do it.
Yeah.
I will say it is pretty funny that the kick went wide right.
No.
And he's a Buffalo boy.
That's what I was going to say. I saw a tweet that said on brand with Buffalo for him.
Yeah. I was upset. I actually verbally said no when he missed it.
I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it.
Everything leading up to it, like he genuinely trains for these.
Yeah.
And this year, it seemed at least like he trained 10 times harder because of last year. Like he wanted that redemption really bad. And then obviously you have Carl Weathers passing away and like they spent a lot of time together. So he really wanted this for him.
Yeah.
I'm bummed. I was upset for him. But he's got that Patriot blood in him. He's going to come back. He's going to come back. He's going to do it again. I hope he's going to do it again. I need him to do it again. FanDuel CEO, FanDuel head of everything. Please, let's just do it until he makes it. Let him go off into the sunset, knowing he made a kick of destiny.
We'll tell Amy to have him.
Amy, please
run it back because I need it. I need him to make one.
We will be his personal training team. We will get him in shape to make
He'll
this.
Be ready. And if he misses,
sprints,
one of us will try it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think I could do it if I practiced.
I've seen you kick a field goal before, And it's
Yeah.
only 25 yards.
Yeah, I don't think I've kicked 25 yards, and I don't think I went to my full potential, but, like, a lazy one I've made, I think it was, like, 15.
Yeah.
And it went right up in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I could do it if I, like, tried. I don't
If
know, I
you
might have
give
to
us
test it out.
like
Give me
the
a month.
actual time to train and prepare ourselves for it,
I could make a 25-yarder. Yeah.
I like my chances.
Mhm.
I'm not going to promise anything.
Well, I don't know if I don't like my chances on live TV, but maybe just once.
Oh no, no.
Just one time making it.
Live TV, absolutely not. I
Yeah.
will 1,000% choke under pressure. But like,
Yeah.
if
Like,
we just need it,
imagine though if we had to do it on live TV and I go to kick it and it just hits someone in the crowd.
I would cry.
Actually, it'd make a great commercial. So maybe I might
That
push
would
that
be
idea.
that would be a good one.
Yeah.
I just don't know anxiety wise if I could handle that. That's a lot. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, hey, there's always that idea. Unsportsmanlike conduct, kick of destiny.
Yeah, we can just make our own version at this point. If
Sure.
we do, someone wins $5.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. All right, we've got what, like 10-ish minutes left. Is there anything else Super Bowl that we missed?
We had some numbers and 52,000 bets were coming in per minute. You guys were going hard.
Insane. And how many in total? It was like 12 million.
14 million.
14 million total bets.
Yeah, during the Super Bowl.
That's nuts.
So I hope you guys won a lot of money.
Man, I didn't.
I won some money. I did. I won some money. I had some like different things that were smaller than the one that I didn't win. I had a really good parlay. It was like Chiefs money line, Christian McCaffrey 80 yards, Travis Kelce 70, Patrick Mahomes 250, Patrick Mahomes 2 touchdown passes, and then the last one was Brandon Ayuk for 50 yards, and this man ended with 49.
If anything, you should take to Instagram and say, "Hey, what the heck?"
Yeah, maybe I should put it on my story and say,
should.
Brandon Ayuk, I'm right there with you. Shanahan, on you. Brock Purdy, it's on you. Brandon Ayuk, it's also on you. So, but I did have a Chiefs future, and I don't know why I put like $25 on it, so I won like 200 something from that. I had a couple other things that were really fun and really good, but I had a Chiefs future, and I was like, I don't know when I placed this, why I placed it. I went back, placed on November 11th, and that was on the Chiefs bye week. So I'm like, why would I do that? And then I remembered that was the day that Travis Kelce was at the Argentina concert for Eras tour, and Taylor ran to him and jumped his arms. I'm like, oh, they're winning now. It's over.
Yeah.
So
good
I
call.
did that, and we won that. So that's
great. Rob put in one after the Miami game, the playoff game.
And he said they're going.
Because he said, I can't believe the value on this. I can't believe what it is. So it was like, I don't know, 20 to win 160 at that point. He cashed. I was all in on Christian McCaffrey being Super Bowl MVP.
They were about to give it to Jake Moody.
Would have been nice, but that's all right. I got futures on UConn basketball, so.
Yeah, here we go.
So I
took some of my winnings for MLB futures, which probably none will cash.
Yeah. Baseball scares me. I'm also not prepared for baseball season. My team's going to be so bad this year.
Well, you have 2 Netflix specials coming up, so aren't you so excited?
Why?
Okay.
Why? Who decided? Okay, like the 2004 team. Yeah,
great.
That's cool. Love
Give me that one.
Who decided that we as baseball fans, or even we as Red Sox fans, need an in-depth behind-the-scenes look at the 2024 team? This is not going to be good.
I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie. This sounds so bad, but I don't know if I can name that many players on the Red Sox. You got
I don't know if I can either.
What's his name? Yoshida? He's on the Red Sox?
Yeah.
And then you have Devers. You don't have Corey Kluber anymore.
No, he retired.
You don't have Chris Sales.
He's gone. Atlanta.
And you have the buff guy in the outfield with tattoos.
Yeah.
And that's all I got. Yep.
And now we have a new buff guy to join him in the outfield with tattoos. I can't remember his name. It came from St. Louis, like O'Neill or something. Oh, something.
Definitely not O'Neill Cruz. That'd be cool though.
No, that'd be sick. Like Trevor Story's still there.
Okay.
And this is where you lose me.
Yeah, I don't have any
Because,
others,
like,
I don't think.
The pitching, I know like 3 out of the 5 in the rotation.
You have that young guy.
That young guy. Yes.
You know who I'm talking about.
That one.
You know who I'm talking about.
I genuinely don't.
The one, oh my God. Come on. I swear, like, he pitched against the Yankees and it was, like, really good. And people were like,
Oh,
maybe-
Whitlock?
I don't know.
Garrett Whitlock? Tanner Houck. One of the two.
Sure.
They're besties. So maybe. Nick Pivetta. I think he's still on the team. I hope he's still on the team. It's just, I like, my Red Sox fandom is in a really bad state. Like, I'm just so turned off to this team and everything that they are.
Well, I'm
And it
locked
sucks
in for,
because
like,
I love Rafael Devers and, like, he's just being wasted.
I'm locked. You have Lucas Giolito. Good luck with that one, man.
Woo!
Those balls are going to be flying out of there.
Can't wait. Super excited about that one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No more baseball. I'm done with baseball.
Yeah, please. Enough. Enough. What else? What else is there? Commercials? Do you like any commercials?
There was. I don't want to talk about the commercials. Like, there is one though. If you guys are a Taylor Swift hater, she was mentioned in a commercial discreetly, so non-Swifties wouldn't get it, which was really fun for us.
I didn't see it. I'm gonna have to go back and check it out.
It was a Disney Plus commercial, and it had like all these fonts like saying different things for different shows. And at the end, it goes, "Ready for it?" The font that's the same as the tour.
Got it.
So everyone's like, "Oh, what is this gonna be?" So probably the movie's probably gonna go on there. That's what I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, that makes sense. One last thing about Taylor Swift and the Chiefs.
Oh, actually, can we just do a little Taylor rant? I would love to.
Let's do it. 54 seconds was the amount of screen time she got. 1% of the entire broadcast.
I mean, I would have liked a little more.
Please. She looked great. She had, it was like a who's who of who in the suite with her. She had Paul McCartney in there for like 10 minutes. Insane. Lana Del Rey showed up. When's the last time you saw Lana Del Rey?
Well, I saw her with Taylor at the Grammys, but like in public like that? No, right, never.
Exactly. And it's just like, if 1% of a 5-hour-long broadcast, or however long the Super Bowl is really going to ruffle your feathers, really going to bother you, grow up.
Yeah, we got bigger issues here. Come on. 54
seconds. If you think 54 seconds is a long time, I'm speaking to the men. If you think 54 seconds is a long time, I feel bad for your partners. Because, please. That's ridiculous.
That's what I'll say about that.
But like, she wasn't even doing anything wrong. She was just cheering, having fun. Chugged wine on the Jumbotron.
That was great. She was having a blast. She seems like someone that would be really fun to.
She looked great too.
Yeah, she did.
Fit was awesome. Loved those jeans or leather, whatever they were.
Mm-hmm.
Loved them. And her and Travis like matched. It was. They
looked great. They had fun. The party after was the best part about the Super Bowl. I think all the videos that we got of her and Travis Kelce singing "Love Story" to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, what? She lived out a dream that we have all had, to go out with your friends, sing a Taylor Swift song in the club with a super hot, large man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it.
Good for her, honestly.
Yeah, and it was great, and I think she had a blast. And then, if you decide to not watch football ever again because of Taylor Swift, keep it that way.
Yeah, but like the people that are saying that are the same people who said like however many years ago, that they're not going to watch because of that, and then they're not going to watch because of this, and they're not going to watch because of that.
And here you are still complaining about him watching.
Either just stop watching or shut up.
Yeah, it's really not that big of a deal.
Simple. And also, like, how many TikToks have you personally seen? Because I've seen a ton of fathers watching the games with their young daughters.
I can't scroll on TikTok because I get too emotional and I start crying seeing these videos. I saw this super cute one. It was these two Chiefs fans. They were watching Alone last year.
Yes, I saw this one too.
They have a video of them watching Alone last year, and they're celebrating. They're having so much fun, and it keeps like cutting back and forth. And this year, they have like either their daughters or their granddaughters all with them in little Travis Kelce jerseys, all screaming together, cheering for when they won, and it was awesome.
Like,
it was so cool.
If Britney Spears dated like Tom Brady when I was a kid, I would have been a football fan even quicker than I was. And I started getting into football when I was like 6. Like, it's just let people be happy.
Yeah.
Let people
We're already miserable enough, so let us have something.
My God. Like, every day is just a grind. If there's one thing, whether you like Taylor Swift or not, that's fine. But like, seeing all of these tweets and videos and stuff of dads saying like, thank you, Taylor, for coming to these games and being like so supportive of Travis, because now my daughter is interested because you're involved. And now my daughter's interested in football and she's asking me this about the game. She's asking me that about the game.
Girlhood, come on, let us have it.
Grow the game. Like, that's how it starts.
No, they don't want to grow the game. They want to keep it exclusive, and yeah.
They're all losers. I love it though. Dads with young daughters who are doing this, like, keep doing your thing. Because it's like, it reminds me of how I started watching with my dad and how you probably started watching with your dad. Like, it's fun. It's great. Makes my heart warm. Don't listen to these idiots who would do whatever to Taylor if they saw her. Like, please.
I've never seen straight men hate women so much in my life. Like, come on.
It's like it's like the kick in the Super Bowl. Like, you think it can't reach a new level. Like, it does.
It does.
5 minutes later, we're doing it again. I don't know. Shout out Taylor Swift and Mr. Taylor Swift. Are they gonna get engaged?
I don't know. Oh, that's what I was gonna bring up. Oh my God, I have a perfect idea. So if they get engaged, which I don't think that there's a rush to do that, or even to do that, like, people don't have to get married. That's just a concept at this point. Whatever. If they do, though,
that's a conversation for another day.
Right. If Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce get married, I want them to have a wedding that's open to the public down the street, right at that stadium, right on the waterfront, Cleveland Browns Stadium, open to the public, ticketed event. I will spend the money to do it, with a little performance in between and then a parade down through the city after. How much do you think that would go for?
I would sell out in 5 seconds.
Oh my God, I would be on the Ticketmaster queue. I would do it.
Cheapest ticket would probably be $500 for like literal standing room only last row.
Oh, I was thinking like thousands.
Really? Like base?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, let me go to this one really quick. The question is, what happens when they inevitably break up? Then what? Then who cares? It's none of our business.
She's gonna write some damn good songs,
and then I'll have a good time. She
always does.
I mean,
and she's gonna say, "I dated Travis Kelce.
I won a Super Bowl ring.
I won a Super Bowl." But also, like, inevitably, like, you don't know.
You don't know that, but like, also, does it matter? Does it really matter? Yeah, I mean,
she's the richest, most powerful superstar in the world. Like, I'm sure she's gonna be okay if it happens. No, you're not supposed to care if they're dating.
You don't have to.
We care.
We do.
Us two care. You don't have to care.
You don't have to care.
We're not sitting here and forcing you to care.
I'm just here for the cultural moments in the videos and whatever they want to do. Sure, but I will be watching regardless.
Yeah. I will be there no matter what. Which brings me to my little theory. Oh. They're having their parade tomorrow. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. For those of you who were not aware, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Get something nice for your wife, for your girlfriend, for your boyfriend even. I know she's got like a tour going on right now. She was just in Japan. I think Australia is up next.
Yeah.
So if she's going to be there, I don't know. Probably not. I feel like she has to, jet set or whatever. But it would be very Kelce-esque because you've seen how Travis has behaved at these parades before. You saw how Jason Kelce behaved at his parade. It would be very Kelce-esque to do this mid-parade. And the city of Kansas City would just like go crazy, I think.
Yeah, they would.
Because how many,
go rough.
like, again, bringing this back, how many dads are going to bring their little girls to the parade to see, like, maybe Taylor's going to be here?
Yeah.
And then they see her get proposed to? Oh my God.
That'd be crazy. Oh, the last one. This is my last one about Taylor, I promise. And then we can do our last little bit and then I'm done. People are mad that she might be in the parade. And every person on the team brings their family to the parade. They're always in the parade.
They have, at least for the Patriots ones that I've been to, they like break up the duck boats by position and stuff. So like the receivers have one, the running backs, whatever. All of their wives, girlfriends, children are all with them. Even like their boys from home.
Yeah, they each have their like
some
own
even bring
thing.
their parents. Like it wouldn't be out of the norm for her to be there. It would be magnified because she is who she is, and it would be a spectacle and whatnot because of, again, she's Taylor Swift, the most famous woman / maybe even person in the whole world right now. Like,
yeah,
it wouldn't be like a distraction. First of all, there's no distractions at Super Bowl parades. You get drunk, you have a good time. But like, it wouldn't be crazy for her to be there. When Travis was still dating his ex, didn't she go to the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so what the heck?
When we had, I mean, they just want something to complain about. When we had the Cavs parade, each player had their own like individual like float thing with their whole family on there.
Their whole families, like they all come.
Yeah.
Brady had his kid one year sitting on top of a duck boat holding the trophy.
Yeah.
Like they all come.
I mean, Tom Brady was throwing a Super Bowl trophy across the water. Like, you can do anything you want at this.
Please. That man got so drunk and said, hey, I'm going to take this
and he had to carry it out.
This coveted thing in my sport. Just going to toss it. See if somebody catches it on the boat 20 feet ahead of me or whatever.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. People are just like, you don't need to be upset about everything. You don't need to get worked up about everything.
Okay. And that's one more before we go. One last final thing.
J Rich doesn't know what a duck boat is. A duck boat in Boston. They have a million of them. They go on tours. They do this. They do that. They drive around on the street, but they also are able to go in the water.
Go in the water.
So hence duck boats. Ducks can walk on the water, but they also can, or walk on the water. Yeah, they're Jesus. They can walk on.
That was another commercial. We're not going to even get into.
We don't need to do that. But they can drive on like normal solid streets and also be used as like boats in the river. They're like amphibious automobiles or whatever the frig they're called. Anyway, now we have completely lost the plot.
Yeah, and we'll send you guys off with one last little bit from us because we're keeping you guys forever. Sorry. Season's over. Next season seems far away, but I'm sure it'll come up faster than we even know.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you guys a few hot takes for this coming NFL season. And Bree, do you want to start?
Sure. I don't know how hot these hot takes are. Specifically my off-season one. So we have one for the off-season and one for like the legitimate regular season next year. My off-season take is Justin Fields gets traded to Atlanta.
Oh, okay. See, mine's different.
Atlanta. I think that would be a good fit for him.
And my off-season take is Justin Fields goes to the Steelers.
Ooh. I think I like that better than mine.
So that's where I'm going with Justin Fields.
That's cool. I like that one.
I don't know if he would do well there, but it would be cool.
Yeah, it would be really cool. Okay. Interesting, though. Both Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm. He's a hot topic.
I wanted to do a Patriots draft one, but like, I just can't. I can't bring myself to talk about that right now. Can't do it. Yeah, because I genuinely have no idea. I'm not even going to pretend like I have an inkling of what's going to happen. And then regular season take.
Mm-hmm. For this coming season, what do you think is going to happen?
This is Josh Allen's last season in Buffalo.
Oh, last season in Buffalo, you think?
Yep.
That one's really spicy.
Yep.
Okay.
I just think like fed up of being very good and not good enough at the same time and coming so close, but.
And he's going to say, I went out?
Yeah.
Oof, then where's he going to go?
I don't know. Let them figure that out later.
He's going to be gone. Okay.
I didn't get that far.
My hot take for next season is that the NFC North is going to be the most competitive division in football. And it's going to come down to the last couple games to see who's going to win. I think Caleb Williams is going to be good. I think the Packers are going to be good. I think Kirk Cousins is going to stay with the Vikings. They're going to be good. And we already know the Lions are good. So I think it's going to be really competitive. And we don't even know who's going to win. I know everyone's going to say the Lions, but I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult than that.
Yeah, I like that. Co-sign on that one. That's a good one. One other one, and it's definitely not a hot take anymore because I do this every year. This is going to be the year that Justin Herbert wins the MVP.
Oh, okay. I'm with it. I'm with that one. I'm with it with that one. I thought we were going to go Patriots playoffs, and I was going to say I'm going to have to sit that one out.
I'm not doing that this year.
I will go with Justin Herbert with you as well.
I tried that one, the Patriots one this year, and boy, did it blow up in my face. So I'm going to stick to Herbie. It's going to be the third year in a row because I'm going to obviously put a futures bet in on this. It's going to be the third year in a row that I bet Justin Herbert MVP. And I think this year is finally going to be the year that he can do it. I hope so. Because if not, like,
good luck.
I don't know what else there is to do. So, and that's it.
Yep.
That's all. Make sure you guys like bookmark this for the appropriate dates and stuff.
And then you can like roast us when it looks bad in our face for sure.
And that's it. I'm tired. I'm hungry.
That's all we got. I hope you guys had a great NFL season. I hope Super Bowl was fun for you. We had a great time chatting football with you. Don't worry. We will have more topics to talk about for the rest of the offseason. But until then, we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Bye.